drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em. If he reach, then I'll pop 'em. Street sweeper, I'll wash 'em. Homicide, come and chalk 'em. Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Tyson Fury warns Anthony Joshua that the deadline to sign the contract for their mega fight is this Monday, September 26th. But there has already been a response from Eddie Hearn. This has been done on video, so we're going to play you the videos and let you listen to what both gentlemen had to say, and then we'll discuss it in greater detail. First, we're going to start off with what Tyson Fury had to say. This was after the fight with Joseph Parker, and this video appears courtesy of BT Sport. Salute to BT Sport. Yo, Frank Warren, you really need to hire us when you do these promotions, and then the sound just goes away in America, and people are just sitting there for 15 minutes with nothing. You really just need to hire us. We'll do the first few shows for free just to show you what we got, and I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. But this video appears courtesy of BT Sport. Salute to BT Sport for never trying to claim our videos.
Holla at us, Frank.
Huh?
I was telling Frank, holla at us.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Stop playing. We'll help your production because I'm telling you, people thinking their TVs are broken.
Right. I'm pressing my volume like, what's going on here? They still sent that text. Like, yo, y'all having volume problems? I'm like,
is it just me? I thought I was losing my mind here.
They don't give a damn about us in America. That's the way it seems, right? It's like they when they're speaking on BT Sports, they just mute the mic in America, like ESPN can't hear what they're saying. I'm like, yo, maybe
they wouldn't even allow us to hear the interview at the end of the fight when George Lewis was talking. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Frank is hurting your production. This is like every time I watch a Frank Warren production, what Eddie has over you is in America, he has a team of people who are presenting to America. They're fake hip too. I'm not going to get into it, but they're not as cool as us. They're not as good as us. So you might as well, Frank, hop on it. You know what I mean? I'm just pause though, not like that. Frank, you might as well hire us. We'll give you the first few shows for free, and then we'll discuss later. All right, well,
you know what I'm saying? You got these guys going to the hip hop dictionary trying to find out slang. You know, holla at you. You already tapped in. Holla at us, Frank.
Here's what Tyson Fury had to say about the deadline.
It's on you, just finally. So you set a deadline for Monday.
The clock is ticking for these dossers. They've got till Monday, or else we're moving on. And it won't be Tuesday, it won't be Wednesday, and it won't definitely be the following week. This is it, now or never. Don't get scared now.
Do you think AJ actually wants to fight? Is this just...
I don't care what he wants, to be honest. I'm giving the man a bone. I'm chucking the dog a bone here. I've invited him to a massive banquet. All he has to do is turn up and enjoy my party. That's it.
But regardless of that, you will be fighting on December the 3rd.
100%.
Brilliant. Great to speak to you, mate.
Tyson, good to see you.
So this is what Eddie Hearn had to say in response to Tyson Fury's comments about the contract needing to be signed by Monday. And this video appears courtesy of IFL TV. Salute to IFL TV as well. They never try to claim your videos. If you're someone who goes and you meets the fight, you get to meet the fighters and you get to record, you're like a news outlet, so you shouldn't be trying to claim people's videos. And if you do that, then there should be more rules about it. Or we can dive into that later. But salute to the people who really do it and understand that they're doing it for the boxing community at large.
Tyson Fury said Anthony Joshua has by Monday to sign the contract.
That Tyson Fury has no intention of taking this fight if that's the route he's going to take. And Tyson Fury said he's retired. Tyson Fury said he's going to give his money to the homeless. Tyson Fury said this. And now Tyson Fury's saying, I'm walking away from the fight if you don't sign on Monday. Well, guess what? We ain't signing on Monday because we're having a meeting on Monday to discuss numerous points within the contract. I mean, this is the process. We waited 9 days for the contract and we've been working very hard with Queensbury. No one's been messing around. And we've got meetings with BT, DAZN, Queensbury to go through the process and get this done. But it ain't happening on Monday. So again, if you're true to your word, which you never are, walk away from the fight if you don't want it. But the public know. You're going to fight Manuel Charr on December 3rd. It's a joke. So don't waste our time, because we've spent a lot of time on this fight already. Phone calls, Zoom calls, meetings, and we've got more on Monday. So if you don't want to fight, just walk away. Simple.
Just one more thing on that. I know obviously we had the Queen's passing, so things were kept kind of low, but considering how long the contract took to send, do you think it's kind of a bit unfair in a sense to just put a deadline?
Oscar, it's ridiculous. And by the way, Queensberry will know that it's ridiculous because we've got a meeting on Monday to talk about things in the contract. So anyway, but I don't think Tyson and Queensberry are on the same page. They can't be, unless everyone's just winding us up and messing and wasting our time. So move on or off we go.
So that's what Eddie Hearn had to say. I'm gonna turn it over to Believe It When I See It, Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to Fury saying the contract needs to be signed by Monday or he's moving on, and Eddie Hearn flat out saying it's not going to be signed by Monday because I'm meeting with Queensberry on Monday?
Hey, you know my name. You know what my name is. I believe it when I see it, Trill. We already know for the fact. I already knew that this was some rubbish. I just was like, I believe it when I see it. You know, Tyson Fury, I mean, yes, you know, you do have a belt, you know, and but you know, AJ got to say, you know, he's still a huge star. He's still the money man, you know, and at the end of the day, he got to sign whatever he's going to sign. He just got off of a tough fight. Anybody else, it was too soon. You know what I'm saying? It's just too soon. That's what I felt. I felt like it was too soon. And the fight's going to take place. I really just think, man, you know, wait for Usyk. You know, wait for Usyk. It's just, I don't know, man. Tyson Fury just trying to, you know, start some trouble, you know. I'm sure, I know he wants to fight, probably wants to get active, get a little bit of bread in there, but you're not going to dictate everything that's what's going on, you know? You want to dictate, you know, the prices and all that. AJ agreed to all that, but you're not going to dictate everything. That's basically what my man Eddie's going to say. He said, you saying Monday, well, it ain't happening Monday, so what you going to say now? You know, he's like, it doesn't sound realistic. I mean, it didn't sound realistic to me anyway when he said he wanted to fight him so soon. To me, that's why I said I believe it when I see it, because I didn't think it was going to happen that soon. But I'm back to my name. I believe it when I see it. This is just all the WWE, right? You know what I'm saying? This is all just the heavyweight soap opera that they got going on. You know, as the heavyweights turn, that's what they're going to call it, just to keep the interest going. That's all I see it. It's just to keep the interest going, what they're going to say next. I don't see any of these fights, these big fights taking place for some time now. Usyk and AJ just had a fight. I just heard from Usyk the other day. He called me. He said, Trill, look, I only got 3 fights left in me, man. He said, I want to fight Fury. If I can get a free fight with Canelo, then I'll do the fight with Canelo. Then I want to do a farewell fight in the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe against a Wilder. He said, I was just, you know, I never said, he said, I wanted to fight Wilder. I never said when I was going to fight Wilder. He said, that's just the media, Trill. You can't be listening to the media, Trill. I was like, all right, cool. And he also told me, he was like, yo, tell G to lay up off me. I said, I'll talk to G for you. So G, Usyk said, chill a little bit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I believe it when I see it when it comes to these guys. That's what I was just saying. I believe it when I see it.
All right, Spirit G.
Yeah, this whole situation seems funny, but I got some concerns on both sides. So I'll first start with Tyson Fury. Why are you giving AJ such a short window to sign this contract, right? Unless you never had intentions of fighting AJ to begin with. And to be honest with you, I think that was the game plan from Jump Street. I remember we talked about it before, but AJ was like, yeah, let's do it. Right. I think Fury was like, oh, snap, this dude really want to fight. You know what I mean? I was just trying to use his name like I usually do to promote what I'm doing right now with Char. You know what I mean? And probably what you know, Frank Warren was thinking was, we already got the venue. this is Fury's return fight back in the UK. It's gonna sell itself. It doesn't matter who Fury's gonna fight. We're gonna be all right. Now it's like, whoa, there could be an AJ fight. Then now Frank Warren's probably like, damn, I gotta like recalculate everything. I gotta see how much more money I can make, how much more sponsors I can generate from this. He's probably thinking, all kind of stuff. While Fury's probably like, man, I don't really even care if this is really an AJ fight, man. How about this, man? Yo, AJ, you got till Monday, man. Let me know, because then I'm just going to use your name saying, yo, even AJ was scared to fight me. That's the only reason why I'm fighting Char. Because it's like, yo, do you really need him to sign that contract on Monday? That's kind of foolish. But now on AJ's side, this is where I was just like, huh? When Eddie was like, well, our meeting to discuss the contract will be on Monday. I'm like, yo, that's kind of odd to me, because we're talking about millions of dollars, and y'all ain't gonna have an emergency meeting over the weekend to hash this out, so that way y'all could have at least a response by Monday. I was like, either, yo, G, you must be really broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, to not understand how wealthy, rich people think. You know what I mean? Because I would have been like, yo, hold on, Sunday dinner, man, we scratching Sunday dinner. Your grandparents.
Emergency flight.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, y'all not even going to try to fix this or figure this out over the weekend, so that way y'all can have a quick response to Frank Warren and Bob Arum and them for Monday. So I feel it's kind of strange on both ends. Even though I'm leaning more towards Eddie Hearn on this situation, it does appear like Fury really doesn't want this fight. But at the same time, I don't think Eddie should give this guy any reasons to blame AJ. Like, I would have been like, no, we're having an emergency meeting right now. Matter of fact, once I get off this little interview, I'm on a call with AJ, the rest of the team, because we're going to have a response for this Monday deadline, and it now forced Tyson Fury's side to come up with some type of extravagant excuse on why this fight isn't happening. But as of right now, it seems like Fury is gunning to just say, oh, they didn't reach the deadline. And I'm pretty sure the contract is heavily one-sided towards Fury's side, right? And obviously Eddie Hearn and AJ need to actually provide some type of counter. Fury's not even trying to give that opportunity. He's like, yo, forget that window. Either sign all my demands, or I'm just going to fight a no-name bum. Who cares? Because no one's really it's not like people aren't going to see this fight in the UK. They're going to come to see me regardless. And that's what Tyson Fury is banking on, man. This is just using AJ's name for fame. And it's not cool. But AJ, man, and Eddie Hearn, especially you, Eddie, please don't give this dude Tyson Fury that little wiggle room to snake up out of this. This is y'all opportunity to save the zone. This is what y'all wanted to do. This is an opportunity for AJ to get another belt. Man, sometimes you got to bite the bullet. And hopefully they do that, because definitely people want to see this fight.
All right. TBE.
Yeah. I don't know why Fury is doing his antics are annoying at times, and that like this is not how you conduct business. For me, it's like you guys have this phone conversation and everything, but he handles it over the media. He's saying, "Oh, you guys got to Monday. Oh, AJ signed contract, gets on social media and does all these things." Where it's like, both parties have to meet. Whatever, send the contract over. It has to be looked over. It has to make sure if there's no the fine. They gotta read the fine print and everything. But you come out and say, "Oh, you guys got to sign this by Monday," and it takes time just to for these things to work out. But the way Fury's going about it feels like he's just rushing them, because the same thing. Like, AJ, take the fight. I give you the chance to fight me. You the chance to fight me, and then AJ doesn't want to fight me. Then AJ responds, "I want to fight." And then AJ, you have to meet all my demands. And then AJ goes, "I'll meet you all your demands." Now it's like Fury. It's just the way Fury's pressuring it. It just seems a little childish at times, but.
on Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns. I think he handled it right. We got a meeting. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna speak about it on Monday, and at the end of the business day, well, they'll give us the decision. So I don't think Eddie and Eddie has other fighters he has to events he has to take care of. He's a busy man. AJ's a busy man. Been following his stories lately. I don't know if he's still in the UK. He looked like he's in the US. He looks like he's somewhere because he was talking. He had one moment he was on the FaceTime with Fat Joe. Another, he's giving out scooters or something to the community. So people all over the place. People got time. You got to pencil it in. It's not. They're not disposed to Fury's leisurely. So, So I just think Fury needs to relax and seem more professional when it comes to like conducting, making fight negotiations.
The business world is cutthroat. It's a very cutthroat. I remember back in the 90s, like Don King and Donald Trump, they shook hands on a deal. Like Don King hosts some of his events at Donald Trump's properties. And one of the running jokes was they're going to need like 1,000 people to review these documents to figure out which one of them got screwed on the deal, right? Because like it's just you get these two dudes shaking hands on a deal. It's like, what some shady happened in this deal, right? Like, so what?
Only in America, baby. Only in America.
The two dawns, right? But like, the reality is, I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship on both sides, and what I mean by that is Tyson Fury is saying, "Oh, here's the deadline," and I sent it out. We've seen this before with Tyson Fury. Remember with the Deontay Wilder fight was supposed to come? I think it was the rematch. It could have been the third fight, but I think it was the rematch. And Fury was like, "Oh, I'm done with it. I've been drinking 10 pints a day and whatever," because the contract wasn't signed yet, and he was frustrated. And then he ends up fighting Tom Schwartz or whatever the dude's name is. Oh, it was actually Otto Wallin. And whatever. So we've seen Tyson Fury do this before. And he's doing it again. I think this is how Tyson Fury not only puts the pressure on his opponents, but puts the pressure on his team to do what he wants them to do. So like we always talk about how fighters are the boss at the end of the day, right? And the promotional teams are supposed to do what the fighter wants to do. I think when Fury wants something done and his team doesn't do it at his pace, or he feels like they're slacking getting it done, the way he puts the pressure on is, "I'm going to retire. I'm going to do this." Like I think the one thing I can say about Fury is I don't think he's a dumb man. I think he's an intelligent man. I think there's a method to his madness. I don't always know it, or I can't always see it in the beginning, but this is something he's done, and I'm not necessarily sure that he's saying this to AJ, but I don't know if this is to AJ or if this is to the teams. Like, get the deal done. Get the deal done. As a fighter, you want to know who you're fighting next. You want to know that the money's in the bank, and you want to know that like everything's a go. But still, I'm with you, G. It's unreasonable to be like, sign it by Monday. If they genuinely intend on to sign the fight and make the fight happen, that should be it. That both teams are negotiating in good faith. But maybe in his mind, he really genuinely believes that AJ isn't being serious, and he feels like, "Yo, bro, I need something soon. Oh, so I'm moving on. Who knows?" Here's my thing with Eddie Hearn, though. I don't trust anything Eddie Hearn says. He called Canelo Alvarez a cheat. He said Canelo Alvarez needs to be banned from boxing. He said he knows Canelo Alvarez was doing steroids. He spent his entire career trashing Canelo Alvarez and trying to get him banned from boxing. And as soon as Canelo Alvarez left Golden Boy, he came with his tail in between his legs, like a dog in heat, and jumped all over Canelo. Now he's wearing Canelo PJs.
The best thing for boxing.
Yeah, now Canelo's the best thing for boxing and everything. And Canelo is rolling with Eddie because he knows that if I tell Eddie to jump, he's going to say how high. You know what I'm saying? And if he tells Eddie to bend over, Eddie's gonna say, "How much? How much do you want? Where do you want me to put my hands?" That's what he knows. So that's why he's with Eddie. That's why he's with Eddie. Okay, so Eddie's also the same guy who said pay-per-view was dead, promoted all these videos, and then turned around and adopted a pay-per-view model. So now, in addition to raising the prices for the zone, we actually had to pay $64 to watch Canelo fight Triple G. When the whole reason we got the zone was because you said that we was never going to have to pay for pay-per-view anymore. And now Eddie literally sits in a chair and says, I never said that pay-per-view was dead. That was other people. And then, you can see it's out there. He's literally said F pay-per-view. Pay-per-view's dying, whatever. So I don't trust a word that comes out of Eddie's mouth. So before you call Caden an Eddie Hearn hater, please understand the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because he tried to make Tyson Fury look like he's some contradicting fool by bringing up all the contradictions Tyson Fury ever stated. Like, oh, I'll fight him for free. Now I want money. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. So which one is it, Tyson? So which one is it, Eddie? Because you and Tyson aren't the most consistent people, right? You both change like the weather, not just Tyson Fury. So that's one thing I want to point out. Another thing Eddie Hearn said that kind of is a slip up to me is he said he's meeting with their team on Monday to sign the fight. He said, but we all know you're going to fight Manuel Char. How do we all know that if you're going to meet with them on Monday to make the AJ fight? Eddie says, we all know you're going to fight Manuel Char. Well, how do we know that? If you're trying to make the fight with AJ. So then he goes, so either make the fight or, let's keep it moving. One point I'll bring up, G, is if they're meeting on Monday, how much more time do they need to finalize the contract? If you're meeting on Monday, you got lawyers in the room, you hammer out the details of the contract, right? That Monday, and AJ signs it that Monday. How much time do you need? You understand? And I think that's the issue. And there's always going to be the blame game. Go ahead, G.
Unless the contract is so egregious that it's one of those, we know what Tyson Fury is trying to do here. You know what I mean? Like, it could really be like a piece of paper that they're going to wipe their butt with. You know what I mean? So it's like, is this really a contract? Or is Tyson Fury pretty much saying, AJ, I know you're not going to sign this. That's why I sent this.
Well, Eddie said he was in possession of the contract a few weeks ago. He admitted it. He said they sent him the contract. So I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, a lot of this is based on speculation. You're right. If it's that egregious, then you can't sign it. But I'm assuming there were slight changes that needed to be made to that contract that they're meeting to iron over, which is, they're taking a serious step forward towards making the fight. So if they do iron out those issues, what I'm saying is if it gets to a place where it's satisfactory towards Eddie Hearn and Team AJ, why do they need more time to sign it?
That's what I'm confused.
It should be done by Monday. Then you're meeting on Monday. You iron out the issues. You have a fair sound agreement. You have a meeting of the minds. You print that out, read it, fighter sign it. It could be done by Monday. So I do believe there's gamesmanship taking place on both sides. I don't think Fury's the most reliable source, and I don't think Eddie Hearn's the most reliable source. I think they're both very inconsistent. Fury's inconsistencies get covered by every boxing channel who doesn't like Fury, who likes Fury, they report it. But Eddie Hearn has a lot of inconsistencies too, and people don't speak about him mainly because anytime you say something about the great God Eddie Hearn, there's some people who get in their feelings. But the truth is the truth. They're both not reliable. They both say things that sway the media. So I'm on nobody's side. I'm on the side of either this fight is going to get done or it's not. If this fight doesn't get done, I don't know. I don't know whose fault it is because we've seen the same thing with Wilder. Oh, Wilder gave us a deadline to sign a contract, this and that. What I do know is when y'all want to make fights happen, y'all make them happen. And so either this fight's gonna happen or it's not. But I'm not siding with Eddie and I'm not siding with Fury. If Fury fights Manuel Char, then that's gonna be what it's gonna be. If it's AJ, then I think it's great for the sport. But other than that, man, this is just a bunch of rubbish, and we gotta wait till Monday for the next installment of this soap opera.
We'll see it as the heavyweights turn.
I know.
Please let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.